Hey everybody, it's Chris from Octopot. How are you on this heatful Friday? It's the Friday before Father's Day. The last time I saw you was just before Memorial Day, so if nothing else, at least we've got a pattern going on here. So we've got a lot of stuff going on at Octopot. A lot of it outdoors, as you can see. I am outdoors now. I had to change my shirt because it was like drenched and stanky and all, and I don't think you have stanky vision, but just in case, I didn't want to offend anybody. We are moving dirt. We're going to put up a storage building, which will turn into a teaching greenhouse probably next year. So we've also done a quick transplant. We had a surprise. So last year I had a volunteer plant come up in my used soil box, and this year a whole bunch of plants came up in my used soil box. Now the one last year was very sativa based, and it took a long time to mature, and it never really ripened, but it was one of the sweetest smelling plants that I've ever grown in my life. And I did harvest it, and the buds were so soft and open and everything that there was really not much to smoke, but it made the most incredible butter ever. And so I also had a male emancipator out there, so I don't know if this plant hermied to throw all these seeds or if it actually mated with the adult emancipator to throw all these seeds. Honestly, I really don't know. The leaves are fairly thick, which makes me think, or wide, not thick. They're fairly wide, which makes me think that might be some of the genetics from the emancipator, because my standard oh fuck, I forgot its name. And there's real irony right there too. Oh yeah, it's Time Machine. Anyway, maybe it wasn't as ironic as I thought, but it feels kind of funny right now. Okay, so anyway, back to the story. These plants were just growing back there, but I checked them out like a couple weeks ago. They were only about this tall, and they were covered with aphids and all kinds of bugs, and I didn't want to do anything with them then, just kind of let them be while we got busy with Octopot stuff. Lo and behold, I went out there 2 days ago, and they were, well, like 1.5 feet tall, the biggest ones, and looking beautiful. They're still covered with bugs. So we decided yesterday we would pop those out of the used soil and put them into some big 12-gallon XXLs, grow them outdoors for a little while, and then we're gonna move them inside to flower them. So we're gonna eliminate the problem of having a long season flower in a short season environment by moving them indoors, but we're gonna take advantage of the sun, the warmth, the just incredible growth that we've seen already outdoors for the veg stage. So it's opposite of what you would think. You normally would start them indoors and move them outdoors. Well, that's what you would do with an indica plant. And since we're not growing an indica dominant plant, we're gonna turn it around. That's what we do here. Okay, so we got the whole crew out here. It's a group project, and here's what they look like in the box, and here's what we look like planting them. I'll tell you that the big mistake that I made was not doing this in the shade. Also, not having the hose right next to the pots, so as we put the plant in dry soil, which we normally don't do, but since it was with dry soil, it's a lot easier to tunnel down to make a long ramp for the roots to slide down into, to get closer to the bottom and not just have them mushed up, because as these come out of the box, you can see there's not a lot of ball there. It's just dangly roots. There's sexual connotations there. I'm just missing them. I don't know what's wrong with me today. But anyway, we should have done those two things. Got in the shade, put water on them right away. You can see now that they went through some shock. And they did make it through. They'll be fine. Here's a picture of them the evening and then the next morning. So now we're going to take these plants, we're going to keep them in the shade for probably about 4 or 5 days, let them recalibrate to their new environment, set some roots in. It's not going to take long for them to set roots down into the reservoir because they've got a good start down in there. And then I'm going to leave them in the autofill system in the back with some fencing and stuff. And the autofill reservoir, we're only going to grow them for probably 2 weeks and then put them in veg. Maybe 3, we'll see. I can't see 3 though. I guess it's a bet with myself. All right, so that's about it for right now. We'll keep you up to date with this grow. Again, it's a backwards grow. I don't know how many people have ever done this before, but now you can say that you've met some. We're also working on another project down in the basement, and we'll talk about that next week. That's all about timing of clone taking or cutting taking, because they're not really clones until la la la. But when you take a cutting, how big, how many leaves, how long does it take, all that kind of stuff. We've got a nice little experiment going on with that, so we'll fill you in next week on that. And since it is a couple days before Father's Day, I wanted to wish all of you fathers out there a very happy day. I hope you get what you want for your Father's Day, whether it be a phone call, a visit, a big bottle of booze, a giant bag of reefer, or just acknowledgement. Some dads, unfortunately don't get acknowledgement on Father's Day, so to you guys, I acknowledge you. So for TK, Lay, and everybody, go in peace.